When they call the roll in the Senate, the senators do not know whether to answer present or not guilty. Theodore Roosevelt, 26th U.S. President. All right, folks, we are back after a long break from podcasting. It is January 7th, and I'm back with another episode of LP Happenings. We hear all the time about the need for a third political party. And as it turns out, everyone is in luck because there, in fact, is a third political party. There is another political party out there, the Libertarian Party. And so, what I do is I report every Sunday night what's going on because we are alive and well and we are active. So, what I do is I look across the vastness of tyranny in this United States, and then I go find what is happening with Libertarian Party state and local affiliates. And then I compile all that information together and I bring it to you so that you know what's happening. Now, why do I do that? Well, number one, I hope to motivate the state affiliates to really update their calendars, as you'll see in just a moment. And then also, what I like to do is showcase what people are doing in different affiliates. Because as the chair of a local affiliate, sometimes I'm just like, man, I don't have any ideas on what we can do. And then I go looking out and I go, well, that's a really good idea. So my goal is to bring this to you, to inspire you, to let you know that yes, things are happening, but then also to get some ideas, take away and implement them in your own state and local affiliates. So let's get into it. What do we got for tonight? Well, like I said, I'm back from some holiday downtime. So I will be once again bringing you Liberty Dad podcast. Sunday nights, I do my LP happenings where I bring you the Libertarian Party news. And then Monday through Friday, it's my regular daily Liberty Dad podcast show where I just talk about politics and culture bright and early at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can make it up and you're available, please tune in. But if not, hey, no big deal. Catch you later. So tonight, what do we got? Well, first and foremost, we're going to go through what I might call the calendar of fame and shame. I really was trying to think of something more clever, but I really couldn't. So I just went with that. At any rate, so let's pull that calendar up real quick, and I'll tell you about this calendar. What we're doing here with this. So you're going to see three colors. The gray, basically, don't worry about that. Gray doesn't matter, right? It just is kind of this is a state. The red, well, now that's a bad thing. The red, those are states whose state affiliate calendar is empty for the month, the whole month when I went to it. Now, you might be saying, what do you mean when I went to it? Well, what I do is I go to all 50 affiliate website web links. And what I do is I start with lp.org. So I go to the National Libertarian Party. And then they have a map. They have their state affiliate map. And so I click on every single one. Now, technically, I don't click on them anymore. That's what I did at the very beginning. Somebody asked me, they were like, "Dude, you really," they sent a message on, I think it was in YouTube, and they were like, "You really click on every single one of them?" Well, that's what I did when I started, but then I started using the power of my web browser to basically store them, and so now I have them all already set up for the north, east, west, and south. I just kind of got them grouped together, and so I can click on west, and it'll bring up all the all the states that I've designated from the West Coast, and it'll bring me up straight to their events calendar page. But these are all the same links that you will find if you go to lp.org and you look at their affiliate page, which has this map. Okay, and then you can click on that map and it'll open up each one of the states. And so that's what I do basically. And then I look at their calendars and I say, all right, what do you got going on? It's that simple. Very, very simple. So the red, that represents states who have absolutely nothing on their calendar for January. Now that's not good, folks. Like, you know what? How about this? Seriously. Like, what is going on here? Like, there's a lot of states that have nothing on their calendar for the whole month. Not even a business meeting. Like, for real? Get your act together, states. And if you're in one of these states, then maybe you need to stand on somebody's neck. And then we have the green. Now, the green is something interesting. What I do is I just look and I say, all right, who is having a an event this week that is either a social or a business meeting that's happening this week. And when I do the show on Sunday nights, I go from the following Monday to the next Sunday. So in this particular case, you're looking at events that are on calendars between January 8th and January 14th. And so everybody that has either a social or a business, now that can be at the local level or it can be at the state level. I make no effort to distinguish between the two. I just simply look and say, do you have something going on this week? Now, the reason I do a map like this and I have the green is because, well, in Florida, we have like something like 21, 22 affiliates who are set up with our state affiliate. So these are 21, 22 local affiliates that are affiliated officially with the state party. So if I went through every single one of them and talked about them, this could be like a ridiculously long show. And these are just simply socials or business meetings. So hey, kudos to you. There you go. Right. All right. It's a very long applause, but that's okay. So kudos to you, states in green, for having something going on. Now, I want to point out the states in gray, kind of an in between. Gray is probably a good color for that. All this means is they don't have something this week. So they could have had something last week, or they might have something, January 15th to the 31st. But they're not empty because they would be red if they were empty. So gray doesn't really mean anything necessarily. And it actually, in fact, there may be some states that are in gray, and I think there are actually some states that are in gray who have what I might think of as like a special LP event. So after this map, then what I do is I report on special events. Now, these are events that are kind of unique. So this isn't a business meeting or a social, which are very common and kind of expected. These are things like bowling, axe throwing, candidate rallies, movie nights, so on and so forth, whatever these affiliates stream up. Right. So these are the three things that I report on. Let me get my fingers up there. Get a minute. Three things that I report on every Sunday night. And that is who's got an empty calendar, who's got business meetings and socials in the upcoming week. And then specifically, we pull up the pages, the web pages for special events, fun things that are happening. And then I actually tell you about them, the time, the location, the date. So now the special events, I actually will go out 2 weeks. The reason for that is if you are watching, let's say you're watching tonight and you see an event, well, normally you would have about 2 weeks, roughly, somewhere between a week and 2 weeks notice if you're learning about it from this show. Now, tonight, because I'm just coming back from the holidays, there may be some things that are this week, so you're going to get less of a notice. But if you're watching on a regular basis, then my goal is to give you as much time to know about it so that you can put it in your calendar and you can make sure to be there, because the local affiliates and the state affiliates work really hard to put these events on, and I want to make sure that not only do I tell you about it, but that you actually have time to get it in your calendar. Take things off the calendar if you have to, get a babysitter, whatever the case may be, right? I want to make sure that you have adequate time so that you can attend these events. So that's what's going on here. So again, the green, kudos to you. Now, I will say this, for the next month or two or so, somewhere around there, the green is also going to include uh, local affiliates who are doing their annual business meeting. Now, I didn't include those in special events, even though they technically only happen once a year. But the reason I didn't is because I feel like those are kind of a common thing. It's kind of like expected that, whether you're at a local affiliate or a state affiliate or the national, that you have some sort of annual event where people can come together, they can talk about your bylaws, they can vote in new officers, so on and so forth. So these are some of your more long-term changes when it comes to the affiliate, but I did include those in the green. So this is a really good map. Now, I don't have the maps from last year, but they definitely didn't have this much green on them. So kudos to all the states out there that have their act together. Now, let me address a couple of things, because I've had some criticism and some people have said, like, well, not everybody uses a website, and they've got all kind of reasons. Some state affiliates are mad at the national affiliate. Some of them don't like the particular platform that's being used. Some of them prefer to use, there's no negative thing. They just happen to prefer to use maybe Facebook or Meetup or some other medium in order to communicate that information. But here's my theory. My theory is, imagine I'm a regular Joe. Now, I live in Florida. So imagine that I'm traveling to another state. Let's say I'm traveling to Texas. Let's say I'm traveling to Texas and I want to say, hey, you know what? Are there any events next week while I'm traveling? So I might go to the Libertarian Party of Texas's website to see, because I may not know the name of the county, that I'm going to be around, or whatever, or the counties, if you will. Let's say I'm going to a particular county, but maybe that particular county doesn't have anything, but maybe a neighboring one does. So I'm going to rely on Texas, their state website, in order to get that information. The other thing is, I think that it's pretty common for people to just look up Libertarian Party and they find their way to the National Party. The National Party puts together links with their map, and people can literally bounce. They click on a state, bounce right over to that state's website, and then they can click on the events page and see, oh, wow, looks like California has nothing going on this month. Is that true? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Their calendar is empty. So if I'm a person not from California, or if I'm from California but unfamiliar with the Libertarian Party, then I might think, well, they have nothing going on. So I'm doing this to kind of urge, it's a nice word, urge state affiliates to put things on their calendar to make it easier for the general public to find things. So it's really not about me if I'm traveling, because I mean, how many libertarians are traveling and look up events? Probably not very many. But I would imagine, in a country of 300 some million, that there are people that do make it to a website and they look on it to see what's going on, to see if there's any events that they may be interested in attending. So my goal is to kind of urge state affiliates to start adding these kind of things. If you're a local affiliate and you go to your state's website and you see that it's not on there, well, then figure out how to make that happen. Plain and simple. The other thing I want to point out, and I don't have them up, but you can go look this up. You can go to our big competitors, the big two. You can go to the Republicans, you can go to the Democrats, you can go to their national page, and you can literally look up events in an area. So while I think that we are better on terms of policy and ideas, at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing, that's not a libertarian thing. You do what is best practice. So the best practice is to make sure that there's a centralized hub for information so that people can go and find it and then get the information that they need in the fewest amount of clicks possible. So that's why I do it. And that's my response to any objections that people may have. So here's your map. This is what we've got going on. If you see your state and they're in red, then contact them, reach out. Or if you see your state and it's red and I've got it wrong and you go to the website, feel free to drop a comment in. I will make a correction. I do my best to make sure that this information is accurate. And I got this information literally just before the show. So we're not talking like I got this like a week ago. It was actually just a few minutes ago. All right. Let's move on to the next portion. This is the most fun portion for me. This is where I talk about the events that are happening. So let's see here. All right. Before we do that, let's see. Let's take a comment here. Got Trevor Miles. He says, "What's up, everyone? Hope you all had a great holiday season. I do too, and I did. Had a lot of fun. In fact, I was down from my for my podcast so much that I didn't even take my laptop with me. Like I couldn't do any work if I wanted to. It was nice, although I do feel like I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay. 2024 still going to be a rocking year. You'll see. Keep an eye out. At any rate, let's see who we've got first. We've got a free movie night. Now, libertarians, let's not quibble with the word free. We all know what this means. Okay. All right. So free movie night, Tantura. I think I said that right. 2022. So this is on January 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. And this is, let's see here, Spokane. So this is for the Spokane Libertarians. This comes out of Washington. And so it says, join us for a free movie. You know what? Hold up. How about that? There we go. Join us for a free movie in a heated shop on a 200-inch projection screen. Bring your own food, drinks, and chair. When Israeli graduate student Teddy Katz meticulously documented a massacre of Palestinian civilians surrounding Israel's independence, he was initially celebrated for his groundbreaking work, but soon he was stripped of his degrees and was publicly shamed as a fraudulent traitor. Decades later, incendiary new evidence emerges to corroborate Teddy's initial findings, not just vindicating him, but raising profound questions about how Israelis and we all deal with the darker chapters of history. So it sounds like an interesting documentary. And if you're going to be in the Spokane Valley, Washington area on January 13th, I highly recommend that you attend. This is by the Spokane Libertarians. Oh, this is the Spokane Libertarians Movie Theater. I assume somebody has access to a building, or maybe they've just got their own movie theater that they're working out. Like that's great too. They've got a link here. You've got plenty of time here. So it's the 7th. So you've got 6 days to try to plan and get out there. So I recommend that you get out there. So let's pull this back up again. So, Variety magazine called it profound. The Jewish Telegraphic Agency called it explosive. Los Angeles Times, chilling. Playlist, a triumph. So Tantura 2022. So recommend that you head on out there, January 13th. All right, moving right along here. We're going to go to the next event here. Let's see. There we are. And you know what? How about that? Make it a little bit bigger, as big as we can to get up on the screen here. All right, Arizona Libertarian Party 2024 State Convention. Now, I know there's been some drama about Arizona. I don't care about that. I go to the Libertarian National Party's website. I click on the states and I go to whoever is associated with them. If there's any drama that's still happening between Arizona or any other state for that matter with the LNC, that's y'all problem. That's not mine. I'm simply reporting what the average Joe may find, and what they will find is that the Arizona Libertarian Party is having their state convention on January 13th, and that is going to be the venue. Is they're still working on it, so hopefully they get that worked out and updated very quickly. That's in Tucson, Arizona. It is coming up this Saturday. Is that Saturday the 13th? I believe that is a Saturday. That is in fact the 13th. So make sure that you can head out to that if you can. Make the West wild again. I like it. The Arizona Libertarian Party 2024 State Convention, Tucson. Mark your calendar today, save the date. State convention will be Saturday, January 13th. And they have a link to RSVP, and they also have a link if you're a vendor. So check out those links. Again, I do apologize that I am only getting this to you now, but again, this is the first LP Happenings episode of the year. So I'm a little bit behind because I took a holiday break. Hopefully, you already know about it if you are in Arizona. So anyway, check that out. The state conventions, if you don't know, this is going to be where you go to become a delegate to the national convention, which is coming up in May this year. Hope to see you there. All right. So let's see who. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Back here. There we go. And we will go to the next one here. All right. So this one, I'm a little bit unclear what this one is, but this one comes from the Libertarian Party of Iowa. It's called Caucus 2024. Joins libertarians around the state as they hold local their 2024 party caucus on Monday, January 15th at 6:30 p.m. Locations per county will be announced shortly. So I'm not particularly familiar with what's going on. Presumably, those in Iowa would be a little bit more familiar. If you're interested in assisting with the coordination of your local county caucus, email our team. They have the email there. And then Iowans interested in participating in the 2024 Libertarian Party of Iowa caucus should register as a libertarian in Iowa. This is not so we don't have one of these in Florida, so I'm not very familiar with it. Exactly what this is, I don't know if this is related to something larger or if this is more internal, but this is on January 15th. And this is from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And let's see, do they have a location? Maybe I read it somewhere here. Let's see. I'm not seeing it, but I think they have a link here. So they've got a link where you can go and presumably all the information will be there. But if not, they have an email here, caucus-committee at lpia.org. Email them. They will give you the details. And that again is January 15th. So that I believe is the next Monday. Let me double check and make sure that I'm giving you correct days. Yes. And that is next Monday. So again, caucus 2024. I presume that's a little bit outside of the Libertarian Party, but I could be wrong on that. All right. Next up, this one is pretty cool. I like it. Libertarian Party of Kansas. And we've got the campaign basics training. This happens Sunday, January 14th from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Hey, are you thinking about running for office? Join our political director, Matt, and campaign director, Dan, for a free, no quibbling, libertarians, 30-minute introductory Zoom call. Learn what type of campaign you want to run and other campaign basics. I think this is fabulous. Lots of people want to run for office. And the best thing that the Libertarian Party, the third largest party, but still the underdog, could do is to make sure that people that want to run for office have all the tools and information that they need to be successful. Don't let our people get out there without having the proper support. Put on these kind of events, campaign basics. If I were to run for office, which let me tell you something, let me grab this microphone so you know that I'm being very, very serious. I will not run for office, period. But if I were to run for office, I have no idea what I would need to do, really. And so a course like this would be absolutely valuable. And I think there are plenty of people that would be willing to run for office and they could use a leg up. So, parties out there, give it to them. If you have people that are knowledgeable, then get them together, put together some material, and present it. And if maybe you have a little bit of extra cash and you don't have the people necessarily that are prepared to provide that information, well, go out and find an organization. I think the Libertarian Party has some, but I think there's also some external ones as well. But find an organization that will help inform candidates before they get out there. Because the best thing that we can do, I know we love to say our candidates are supposed to be out there to spread the word of liberty and to communicate it, even if they don't win. But how much better is it if they do win? And the best way that they can succeed, the best way that they can win is to be absolutely best informed candidate that they can be before they even file. So I love this event. I think it's great. I should see more of these, especially in 2024. It's election season. Hello. There should be a ton of these. I should have like my web browser right now because I have all the links opened up. It should be like a bunch of little tiny tabs all the way across, right? But they're not. So follow the lead of the Libertarian Party of Kansas and get some events for candidates or would be candidates. And hey, what I like about this one is, sometimes people can be a little bit fickle, right? They're like, I've run for office before. So make it a Zoom call, make it 30 minutes, just like this. It makes it hard to turn down, right? Like they don't even have to leave their house. And then if they really like it, if you've done a good job of presenting and giving them information, then you can have a follow-up one and say, hey, we're gonna have a longer one. We're gonna have a 2-hour session in person. Now you've got their attention. Now they are probably going to be more likely to want to come out because they have an idea of what kind of information that's going to be presented to them. They know who is presenting. Get your best presenters. Don't be getting the guy that's shy and can't speak in front of an audience. No disrespect to those folk. Everybody has a role to play. We need our people in the right roles, right? Get your best speaker, your best presenter, put them out there, get them this information and help them to get information out to would be candidates. So this is awesome. I hope to see more just like it. All right. What do we got up next? Well, we're going to hop on over to Georgia here. And Georgia now is a little bit as big as we can here. There we go. LP Polk slash Bartow slash Floyd gun show tabling event. It's awesome. Libertarians love their guns. Okay. Like we do. So we really should be at a lot of gun shows and giving, absolutely as much information as possible to everybody at gun shows about how there's no party out there. There's not a single party, major, minor, up and coming, would be, not a single party out there that is more respectful of the Second Amendment, that has more reverence for your right to self defense than the Libertarian Party. This event is January 20th from 12 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And this looks, let's see the way they've got it. Okay, so it looks a little bit awkwardly written here. No big deal, but it looks like it's January 20 and January 21, which are a Saturday and a Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. It's going to be at the Clarence Brown Conference Center in Cartersville, Georgia. And looks like they've got a little map here just in case you need to know where Cartersville is. There's not any description here, but that's okay because I think we all understand exactly what's going to be going on here. Now, if you're an affiliate and you're like, well, what do we do for a gun show? We don't even have any stuff. What I want you to do is I want you to go over to lp.org. Now, I haven't checked this lately, but I'm pretty sure it's still there. Go to lp.org and there should be a link to their store. And in the store, you can find a link or you can narrow it down to items that are, what was it going for? Like printout material. And they've got these cards. I think there's like 5 or 6 different ones, like economic issues. I think welfare is one, foreign policy is another. But one of them is guns. And it's a little card, and it's probably about like 3 inches by like 7 inches. So it's kind of like a door hanger size, but it's printed in landscape mode. And it has a lot of information on it. You can just buy those cards and have them at the ready, and then you can hand them out at the gun show. Another favorite, this one for us, when we go, this one's definitely a favorite for people. Go out, and I don't have the link for you. You have to find it. But get the world's smallest political quiz. It's a small. Let me see if I can get on the camera here. So it's a small. It's you would think with the camera being right there, I would know exactly where to place my fingers, but I was busy looking at the screen. So it's a small card, and it has the world's smallest political quiz, like what 8 questions, and people love doing that. Like, hey, would you like to take the world's smallest political quiz? People are like, oh, yeah, sure, why not? And so and then it shows them where they are in relation. So what I advise you to do is whoever is tabling your event, have each one of them do one ahead of time. And so you can have them there. And then you can show people how they compare to the folk that are at the table. So, like, that's what I'll do. I'll fill it out. I'm like, oh, look, you're really close to where I am. You know, now I know we get a little bit punchy about things and we're like, oh, not everybody's libertarian. Not really the point. The point is to show people just how much they might be willing to accept some libertarian policy ideas. That's all you got to do. Get that in their mind, right? You want them to start, you want the gears to start rolling in their mind on their own. And then they will eventually put things together, especially if you do this enough. If they see you enough, eventually they're going to be like, maybe I need to look into that libertarian party. I keep scoring just like all those crazy libertarians that want like regular people to have AK-47s, right? Like, they will eventually figure it out. So just make it easy on people. Just go out and be like, hey, want to take this quiz? It opens up for a great conversation. And sometimes the people will go, wow, I didn't know that. And they'll talk about something on the political quiz, and bam, you have your ice broken. Now you have something you can talk about. Or if you have a knowledgeable person on guns, they can talk about those. I know in the past, our party has brought affiliate members who were really familiar with 3D technology or 3D printing technology for firearms and stuff like that. And they had videos to show. So there's a wide range of things that you can do and just kind of be prepared for. Doesn't really take a whole lot. And it's a great and easy thing to do. You're at a gun show. So everybody there is, they're already okay with guns. You just got to show them that, hey, you know what? Whatever beliefs you have, you could go a little further. Here's why. Now, I will warn you, because it's election season. This is what happened to us in, was it 2016? I think it was 2016. Might have been 2020. Can't remember exactly. I think it might have been 2020. We went to a gun show and everybody was like, I'm really interested in libertarian ideas, but I got to vote for Trump. Okay, fine. No big deal. All I'm trying to do is get out there and make sure that my name is stuck in your head as much as possible. Get the libertarian name rent free in people's heads. Don't worry about it. The rest will come, right? If you're out there enough, they will come. I don't know. That was kind of corny, whatever. Okay. What do we got next? Well, let's jump on over to Texas here. And we have Chase Oliver meet and greet Thursday, January 11th. Make that bigger. There we go. Chase Oliver, meet and greet. Now, if you don't know who Chase Oliver is, come on, you don't know? But if you don't, Chase Oliver is one of several candidates that are vying for the Libertarian Party's nomination for their presidential candidate. He will be at a meet and greet, and this is going to be at the Great American Steak Burger in Yarborough. Oh, that's the street. So in El Paso, Texas. Sorry about that. He will be in El Paso, Texas, January 11th at the Great American Steak Burger. And it says, come out and meet the most influential, I'm quoting here, I'm not necessarily saying this, quote, the most influential libertarian in the 2022 election. One day only. He wants to hear from you, borderland libertarians. He is currently gathering momentum in preparation for his run as the Libertarian Party candidate for president. And they have a Facebook link where I assume that you can go and sign up and let them know that you are coming. So this event, again, Great American Steak Burger, and this is in El Paso, Texas. And the event is January 11th at 6 p.m. So go out there. Look, maybe you're not really big on Chase Oliver. That's fine. Go out there, support the Libertarian Party anyway. It's good that we have candidates. Maybe you're not impressed with them. So I tell you what, go out, look him in the eyeball to eyeball, and say, hey, man, this is what I got a problem with. And then talk to him. Have a conversation. Put him in the hot seat. I mean, don't be rude. Don't be mean, but put him in the hot seat. Because whoever our candidate is needs to be prepared to meet and speak with anybody about anything related to their candidate or their candidacy or anything not related, because that's how the presidential candidates work, right? Like, they get asked all kind of questions. So even if nothing else, go out and put him in the hot seat in a nice way. Like, don't be rude. Why? Because what if he ends up being the nominee? Just assume for a moment. You don't like him, that's fine, but maybe he's going to be the nominee. Maybe he ends up being the nominee. Well, you want to make sure that you prepare him so that he's ready for whoever he runs across that is not a libertarian, right? And you never know. You might find out if you've never met him that you kind of like the dude, even if you end up still not wanting him to run as our presidential nominee. And that's okay too. I always encourage people to go out and meet any of our candidates that you can. It doesn't matter whether you like them or not. Go out, meet them, talk with them. If you got beef, then go out and politely talk about it and just let them know. He came out to our local affiliate. We had, what was it, 2 months ago? 2 months ago, we had an event where we brought out 5 of the 6 5 was it 5 of the 6? It was 5, but I'm trying to remember how many. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how many, but 5 candidates. We brought them out and we had kind of like a little forum and people got to talk with them. Um, and then he also came out a time before that, a few months before that. And I know at both of those, people went up and they said, "Hey, man, I'm really not aligned with you as far as the Libertarian Party is concerned, but let's have a conversation." And they did, and everybody walked away feeling a little bit better about having done so. Right? Again, you don't have to support them. Every candidate, like I always say, every candidate, libertarians too, they have to earn every single vote they get. And that's his job to try to earn the votes. So go make it tough on him. Go and support, at least if nothing else, the Libertarian Party. I don't know which affiliate is putting this on, or if it's a state affiliate that's doing it. But go support the Libertarian Party, if nothing else, right? Go be a butt in the seat, because maybe you don't particularly care for Chase Oliver, but the more butts that we have in the seats, the more incentive there is for other people to run. And then if media gets wind of it, the better it looks in general, right? Like it just all around works. So get out there. January 11th, Chase Oliver, meet and greet. All right, what do we got next for you, folks? Let's see. Oh, this is another candidate, also in Texas. How about that? So we're going to have the candidate fireside chat, and this is January 15th at 12 p.m. And I believe that's at a Sunday. No, that's a Monday. Okay, that's a Monday. All right. Out of the ordinary a little bit, but that's okay. This is going to be also in El Paso. So head out there Monday. Oh, Monday right on the screen. Monday, January 15th, 12 p.m. And let's see what they say. El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is kicking off this election year with an interview with Ryan Woodcraft, Libertarian running for County Commissioner, Precinct 1. This will be aired on the Chamber's Facebook page, and they have a link. So, like, we're talking about candidates at the moment. Get out there and support our candidates, even if you don't like them. Because the more people that get out there and we see supporting them, again, the more incentive there is for other libertarian candidates to go out, ones that you might prefer. And that's okay. It's okay to prefer one over the other. What we want to do is we want to support our party and the people that are putting in the effort. And again, pull them aside afterward, challenge them if you must. Or if you really like them, well, then you definitely should be out there. Right. But this, what do you say? It was a county commissioner, precinct 1. I don't know who Ryan Woodcraft is, but I think you should go out and support him and hear what he has to say. And if you're running for office or you're thinking about running for office, this will be a good idea this will be a good way to give you an idea of what you might expect, right? So I think this is a good thing. I'm excited that that we've got some people that are going to be, because this appears to be a not a libertarian function per se. This is a candidate fireside chat, and it appears to be the Chamber of Commerce, because this is kicking it off this election year with an interview. So, well, you know what? It looks like you can't get out there, so I take it back. In this particular case, it looks like there's nowhere to attend in person. So make sure you get on the Facebook and throw a lot of good comments on there. So do that. But whatever you do, make sure you let the Libertarian Party of Texas know that you're excited about this. If you can find Ryan Woodcraft on social media, reach out to him, let him know how you think he did in the interview. Maybe he did really good, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But let him know. But again, always be respectful. What we want to do, iron sharpens iron. We want to make sure that everybody improves so that we are delivering the best for the people out in the world who are not libertarians. That's how we're going to, make our mark and end up winning. All right, we got two more items here, and then we're going to close the show. So let's see what we got next. We've got the New Hampshire First LPNH 2024 Libertarian Party of New Hampshire Convention. This is January 19th and 20th. It says join us for our annual convention. It's not a lot of details here in specific. No, I take it back right down here. Convention will be held at Backyard Brewery in Manchester. If you wish to be a delegate for this convention, you must reside in a state and become a registered member of the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire by December 16th. So if you want to be a delegate at the state convention, hopefully you already got set up. But if not, at least attend, if nothing else. If you want to run for an officer position, chair, treasurer, etc., then you need to either be a lifetime member or have been a member in good standing for the previous 182 days. You can check out your membership status with the following link. Check that out. And they got the schedule. Let's see, anything that I should highlight on the schedule here, like a reception, ticketed dinner with the speakers. I don't know who the speakers are going to be. Let's see what we got here. So it doesn't look like they have I'm not gonna have a list of who the speakers are. Um, let's see. So I don't know who the speakers are. Maybe their website has it. I didn't really take a look. I just pulled up the event. But again, January 19th to January 20th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. I presume it's 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. both days. I can't be sure exactly. It might be 5 p.m. January 19th all the way to January 20th, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously with like time to sleep or something like that. But I'm not really entirely certain. But January 19th is a Friday. So it's Friday and Saturday. So if you can go, I definitely encourage you to go get tickets. The tickets apparently are between $0 and $150, presumably with various packages that you can purchase. So plan to go out to the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire's convention coming up on Friday, January 19th. All right. Last one, but definitely not least whatsoever. Let's jump on over to New Jersey. All right. New Jersey. Stop a con. This is on Tuesday, January 9th. I'm so sorry, folks, that it's only 2 days' notice. The presentation addresses the Convention of State Projects to propose amendments to the Constitution to, quote, rein in the federal government, end quote, and to give the proper solution to our, quote, out of control, end quote, federal government, a step needed to prevent the, quote, Great Reset. Okay, so you're going to stop a constitutional convention, right? And New Jersey Libertarian Party presents, it's a free event. Stop a danger of a constitutional convention and the deep state. The sponsors, Central and South regions of the New Jersey Libertarian Party and the Liberties Pantry. I'm not sure who that is, but it sounds like an external organization. So awesome that we're gathering together with various organizations to put on events. This event, again, January 9th from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This is going to be at the 45th Street Pub. And this is going to be in Edgewater Park, New Jersey. About the event, Regional Field Director of the John Birch Society and subject matter expert Dave Giordano 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 will be conducting a very informative and important presentation about the Convention of States project to prevent the, quote, Great Reset. Feel free to bring a friend. Always. Every event that I talk about or that you hear about, bring a friend. Food and drinks will be available for purchase. The menu can be found here. So great. They're going to have a menu ahead of side so you can figure out, what kind of food that you like. If there's nothing to your liking, then you can just, kind of pregame with your food before you get there. This is sponsored again by the Central and South New Jersey Libertarian regions, as well as Liberties Pantry. So, and they've got a link there that you can sign up for. So hopefully there's still time for you to sign up and head out to that event. Again, I apologize for getting the late notice, but I'm just starting podcast again this year tonight. So going forward, you are going to have more notice for these kind of events only if these events are on the website. So again, make sure if you didn't see an event, go check out your state website. And if it's not on there, go and say, hey, let's get this event on there. Some weird podcaster guy, he's promoting our stuff. I don't know why he would be doing that, but he's promoting it. So get it out there. Make sure that the public can find it easily. These are great things. I love the fact that all these state and local affiliates are doing all these amazing things. Um, it's inspiring to me. I think it's awesome. I was excited to see so many states in green. Now, again, let's pull that back up one more time for anybody that maybe is tuning in a little bit late. I'm not going to go through all of it. You can go back earlier if you need and hear all the details about it. But in the green, these are all states that have something going on that is not a particularly unique event necessarily. That's going on this week, starting tomorrow, going through Sunday. So all these states, kudos to you again for getting something on your calendar. Every state in red, get it together, folks. Get some events. If you don't have any events going on, then figure out, get something, and then put it on that calendar. If you've got events going on, then get them on your calendar. Whether you're a local affiliate or you're a state affiliate, make sure they're on there. I'm reporting them, but more importantly, the assumption here is that your everyday Joe may end up going to the website to look and see what's going on. I've literally had people come to our local affiliate and they said, I went to your website. What website? Well, I went to Google and I typed in, and then I went to your website online, right? So they weren't talking about Facebook or Meetup or some other place, right? They went to our website. That's how they found us and when we were meeting and how to find us, right? So make sure you do that. If I've made a mistake, then absolutely call me out. It's okay. I don't mind. We are in the pursuit of promoting the Libertarian Party. And if I got to eat a little crow, so be it. Plus, it makes, I said earlier, iron sharpens iron. It makes me, keeps me on my toes. Make sure that I'm doing a good job here. There's no point in me wasting your time if I'm going to consistently get the information wrong. So, if I make a mistake, let me know. Although maybe if you're a little nicer, I'll probably listen more so. Same. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this episode informative and inspiring. Be sure to catch me every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, for an informed discussion on politics and culture. Then again, Sundays at 7 p.m. with my co host, Susan Hogarth, who was out sick tonight. We wish you, Susan, get well soon. But join me with my co-host, Susan Hogarth, as we discuss LP happenings. We look across the vastness of tyranny and we bring the events that are happening to you. And we strive to get the state affiliates to improve on their websites and get this information out there. Because I know that what I reported is probably only a fraction of what's happening. That information just hasn't made it to the website. So we got to get it there because, make this job hard for me. Make it difficult, folks. Make so many events out there that I got to really rethink of how I'm going to do this so I can pack it all in there and still deliver some information to you. All right. Make sure that you, where did it go here? Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, or if you prefer my Rumble channel, you can go to youtube.libertydad.com or rumble.libertydad.com. Let me know how I'm doing. Leave a comment. I do read them. Okay. Let me know. I read them. I try to respond to them. Not always responsive necessarily, but I at least do read them. Let me know. Tell me like, hey, I wish you would do this, whatever the case may be. Just throw me a comment in there. Let me know how I'm doing so I can improve, and make this show better for you. And finally, I want you to remember that if you are a champion of liberty, your business is people, your product is liberty. I want you to have a great upcoming week. But for now, we're going to catch you next time, which is tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. For now, I'm out.